Hello, fellow MechWarriors, Mage Leader here. Welcome back. Whoops, I'm leaving everything open. God damn it. You guys are seeing how the sausage is made. That's not what I meant to do. God damn it, it's a disaster right out the gate. My mic isn't even turned up. I am not prepared. And my throat is killing me. So, on top of everything else, my voice is probably going to go out at some point today. So, fuck it, we'll just jump right in. I am joined tonight by Lucen, Oswald, Iron Liz, Roland, and Zero once again. How you guys doing?
Hello.
Functioning within normal parameters.
Good enough.
I'm okay.
Oh, thanks, babe.
A
My
little
wife just
tired,
gave me
but
some water.
I'm alright. Ready to go.
Ready to move
We
out?
have I have a plan.
Oh, here we go.
Plans are
Most
good. Most dangerous words in the English language.
I have a cunning plan.
So, like I said, if my voice goes out tonight, I apologize. My nose is feeling stuffed up for some reason, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh, been there. I've been dealing with that for months, literally.
So
That's because you're Zero's
any rate-
Zero's allergic to the prime material plane.
Pretty much.
At any rate, we took the week off last week for Easter. We're back again today. So we were moving on to the military contract at Styx. Your task is to destroy this factory and make it out alive. And you guys had just completed your burn into the system. A bunch of people are getting laid, and they want me to voice their girlfriends, which is definitely what I signed up for when we started this campaign.
Who's
But it's
getting
okay. It's
Are you
okay.
Does like Yuki sneak into Zach's
We'll get there.
room?
So
we don't
anyway,
need to know that, Oswald.
we're-
I don't want to know that. That's
Yes, you
like-
do. You
Open
asked.
mouth,
You
insert foot.
fucking asked, dude. Come on.
No, but you're not supposed to. You don't role play that shit.
Oh my
Open
god.
mouth,
All right.
insert
So
foot.
moving on to a different subject, for the love of God, we are coming into the planet of Styx. I didn't have any idea how dropships work, apparently, because my knowledge was based on the books and the video games, and the actual rules on how they operate is completely different. So, fuck. You guys are approaching the system. You're doing your re-entry. And you guys were discussing your plans for the operation going forward, I believe.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as we get access to the planetary data net, I'm doing research on the corporation.
Okay.
Like who
So,
owns it? Like what are their products? Like
got it. Okay. So this is... I'll come up with some stupid name. Fukushima Steelworks.
okay.
Some basic social engineering in progress.
Fukushima Steelworks, they are a basic by-the-numbers metal processing company. They have a division that actually operates the mines. They have another one that works refining. They have a logistics department for selling materials to various construction companies, as well as the DCMS.
Okay.
It's Freeport McMoran. I used to work for those fuckers.
Is there anything specific that you guys are that you're looking for about them, or?
Like no, just like what kind of products they sell, like what their market share is.
Okay, so they're one of several major steel companies in the Draconis Combine. They're not the largest. They're kind of middle of the pack. There's nothing really significant about them, apart from the fact that their foundry on Styx accounts for a very, I'd say about 6% of the DCMS's material.
Okay. That's
That's impressive.
that is impressive.
Especially for a middle of the road
on a-
firm.
On a world that is supposedly all the way mined out.
Yeah, it's not.
Interesting.
It's not. I know that that's what it says on the Sarna entry, but for our purposes, no, it's still actively mining.
Sounds like
They
a
found
minor
some-
oversight.
They found some more deposits.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, it's also that's gonna be something that ISF puts out. Say, oh, the mines here are played out. Don't bother raiding here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can understand that.
That makes
And,
sense.
I mean,
guess-
even if
I'm
they're not
guessing
mining, there's
they're-
also like scrap and refurbishment, recycling, that type of thing.
I'm guessing these guys are a subsidiary of Styx Mining.
They're not a subsidiary; they are a separate entity.
Okay.
Okay.
Are they publicly traded?
Um,
Are they on the Nikkei?
Jesus, I have no idea what the economics of the Draconis Combine are like.
Just
What-
decide yes.
whatever is normal for a Curitan company.
Okay.
Okay, so that means that like 10% of the company is Yakuza owned. Got it.
Got it. Yeah.
Probably, yes.
At
Black
least
Dragon
10%. In some industries, they just own the company outright.
I mean, Yakuza have their hands in most companies in the Draconis Combine, so it's a safe bet that there's some.
All right.
YouTube's listening out there wondering if they tuned into the McNeil Lair report.
Yes. Today, the Nikkei stocks rose by 10%.
All right. We also need to try to get a suit for Gareth. He wanted to come
Yes,
along.
we need a Men in Black type suit for Gareth, sunglasses, and
I think
We
we
need
want
a-
to actually cover our plan here for the listeners
Yes.
because
Yes.
so we
so
can go over this.
the plan that we had was to do a reconnaissance, to quote unquote case the joint, posing as a wealthy Lyran investor and his sexy secretary, as well
Oh.
as his Lyran armed forces liaison and bodyguard.
Note that means Gareth has to keep his mouth shut because he doesn't speak German.
So
Or Italian.
Are we going to try any sabotage, or are we just scoping?
This is pure reconnaissance.
Okay.
All right,
We're
so
looking at
We don't.
you've
what the
been
We
defense-
do not want
are-
to get their guard up.
you've been
Yeah.
discussing the plan, and it's at this point that your helmsman Richard pipes up in your discussion and says, "You are planning to approach the Curitan steel production company as Lyrans?"
Well, given the fact that we're starting to see, at least détente and cooperation between the Lyran industry and the Draconis Combine against the clans, I think it's a good avenue.
All right, hold on. Who's eating chips?
Nobody.
Somebody's eating chips. I can hear it, dude.
I am not eating chips.
I didn't say it was you, but somebody is. Whoever it
What an
is,
odd
stop
thing
it.
to say.
Whoever it is, stop it. Good lord. We're
It's
playing a
not.
game here.
Anyway.
All right, sorry. Roland, continue.
Gareth,
So, no, is it given the fact that we're starting to see détente, the outreach conference has already happened. I think it would be it's more plausible that that Lyran investment would be occurring.
And my family's been in negotiations with Curitans for some time, I think.
Yeah, and honestly, it's going to be easier for us to pose as Lyrans than it is to try to pose as DCMS or FRR.
Well, that is certainly an approach. I'm not saying that it's beyond unreasonable, but don't expect a warm welcome.
Gareth pipes up at this point. He says, "Perhaps we should pose as investors from the Free Worlds League instead."
It comes down to what we can sell, and I know that I at least can sell being a Lyran with more money than sense.
Perhaps, but that is hardly a
he's right.
uniquely Lyran trait. I am... Well, allow me to put
Go
it this
ahead,
way.
finish the
I am
sentence.
something of a Curitan myself, and I can speak very strongly to the blood feud that exists. The states
on,
may have
Richard.
agreed to cooperate, but you will
The
likely find it difficult.
So how do we get them to like us, or at least cooperate with us enough to let us go through their factory looking at things?
My suggestion would to either present yourself as a periphery interest or a Free Worlds League interest.
Hold on. Ethan leads up, opens up his desk drawer, starts fishing through it.
Gonna pull out some more rank badges.
Yeah,
You have a
let's see.
commission from the Free Worlds League in there, don't you?
Hold on. Let's see. Rummage, 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 rummage.
You're
Ah,
getting
yes.
my hopes up. You're
Gareth
making me
looks
think
over your
that they
shoulder and
repealed
he asks, how many sets of rank insignia do you have in there?
Yep,
All of
Force
them.
All
Yep,
of them.
he pulls out a pair of the purple and gold Force Commander stripes. Got it. Clips them onto his collar.
I did not say military of the Free Worlds League, but I suppose
I
that
mean-
is another option.
I'm his military advisor.
Ah. Well, I
We're
suppose that
sticking
works.
with the same plan.
Yes.
Also, any of you familiar with Curitan etiquette?
I actually was trained.
I am. I went to Robinson.
He kind of
I kind of give
he,
Zach
ki-
a
he, like,
sideways look.
Richard like pinches the bridge of his nose and says, "What I mean is polite society, Mr. Buffington."
There's nothing.
I always
polite.
say excuse me when I shoot them with the LBX-10.
First of all, no,
Alright,
you don't.
alright.
I've heard what you say when you shoot things with the LBX-10, and excuse me is not what you say. And second of all, shut up. Now, these are
That thing kinda
Curitan
raises
businessmen.
eyebrows
There is
back.
a certain level of decorum that is meant to be presented, and a real Free Worlds League sort of entourage would have been trained in these methods.
Okay, so we have to walk the walk, so to speak. So how do we do that?
Well,
I know
I
gift.
mean, I did
I
get
know-
some training in making in such decorum, discussing, meeting with foreign dignitaries and whatnot.
you've had an education in Lyran decorum, sir. The Draconis Combine is quite unique. If you'd like to, I might be able to give you something of a crash course on how to behave yourselves, so that they don't immediately
Thanks.
kick you out on your ear.
Putting aside
Okay.
the helmsman is giving us a crash course. Sure, I would certainly be one to listen.
Sure.
I am
Not bad.
not just a helmsman, sir. My family is Curitan nobility.
So what happened?
It's a long story. We don't need to go into it right now. The more important thing is that I might be able to assist you.
All right, all right. Also, out of game just for a second here. How known is it that Val's been kind of flirting with this guy?
How known? Not at all.
Okay.
Unless anybody saw them, like, watch one thing together in the lounge. That's pretty much the extent of it so far.
All right.
Nada.
Okay, got it. And while I'm asking about what's known, who knows about the daddy drama?
Nobody
I
is
do.
far. Yeah,
At this
the-
point, I
knows.
think everybody heard.
so the commander knows, Rachel knows, the doctor knows, and Zach knows. Oh, and Val, obviously.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Val knows. Okay,
I think that's it so
Got it.
far. Nobody's gossiped.
okay.
Oh.
That's all I got.
All right.
All right, Richard, if you're offering etiquette lessons, I'm certainly willing to listen.
Yeah.
Tag Duke 74 asks karaoke. Nobody invite Gareth.
Yeah, teach you guys care. I think we've had enough karaoke from the clanner at least. All right, so, well, if you are willing to learn, then I suggest all of you follow me to the cargo area. There's enough room there for our purposes, I believe.
yes.
Somebody bring a table and a saw.
A saw?
Yes, a saw, Mr. Buffington.
I have to ask what the saw is for.
It's not important right now. Meet
then
me
we
down
don't have
there
to bring it,
in
do we?
30 minutes. I will have it set up for you.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Gareth asks, circular or bandsaw?
Either.
Do we?
Well,
They
not an
need to
upright
decide.
not an upright bandsaw. That won't. For one thing, that's hard to move. But
He asks,
That'd be
do we
hell.
even have a saw aboard this vessel?
James pipes up and says, "Do I have a saw? Hang on a second."
Between him
So-
and Annette, I assume we have pretty much every tool we could possibly need.
He comes back and he's got a handheld vibro saw. He passes that off to Richard, and he disappears.
Between those
We've
two, I
landed,
think they have
right?
they have the entire Snap-on catalog.
But James, it's
We've
Harbor
landed,
Freight.
right?
James has got nothing but Harbor Freight tools. You know that.
Sticking to what do you know? Sticking with what you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sure that the Hercules brand is still going strong in the 31st century.
Maybe
Hey.
a quick spell.
Business is a weird thing. They might still be kicking. The more major companies are all gone.
I'm sure the company's still around. It's just they change their brands every year or so.
Yeah.
They rename them. It's the same product, but they just put a different label on it. Anyway.
Where physically is the ship right now? Is it landed? Is it in orbit?
You guys are... I'll say that you guys have landed at the spaceport.
Okay. That means there's gravity.
Yes, there is gravity. And given that we
Okay.
now know how dropships work, you guys have something like gravity while in transit.
Yay.
Because the ship accelerates towards its destination and then spends the rest of the trip slowly burning to decelerate, which provides a counterforce which resembles gravity.
Yeah.
But there is no gravity when you're at a jump point.
Correct.
So, okay. All right. Well, you know what? I go get cleaned up, put on nicer clothes, get all cleaned up and go down to the cargo bay.
Okay. Is everybody headed there, or does anyone have something they want to do first?
Before the helmsman goes, Gareth actually asks him a question. When he has the time, he requests if he could proofread the attempted translation of the Quick Draws manual for Japanese to English that Gareth had made.
He kind of... He looks at you for a moment, surprised. He had no idea you were working on this, and says, "Well, I think I could find the time, certainly. Have it sent to my station. I'll take a look at it on my off time."
Thank you. The technicians will certainly appreciate it.
Yes, I
All
am
laser
sure they
or
will.
the power.
So I'll go get the table and the saw.
Okay. He's got the saw. James hated him the saw, but you can bring the table.
Oh, okay.
I'll help with the table then.
It's
All
an
right.
actual saw, not a squad automatic weapon.
So you bring the table down to the cargo area, which is kind of a large open warehouse type space in the bowels of the ship, because James isn't currently hauling any cargo apart from you assholes. You bring the table in, and Richard comes up with the saw. They set the table on his side, and he goes and he saws down each of the legs in turn. So now the table rises maybe a foot off the floor.
Okay.
And he sets it down on the floor, and you notice that he's got an odd assortment of a few different things. Mostly there's like a bucket that he's picked up from somewhere. There's a coffee pot that he's set there. There's a bunch of sort of like you know how when you put a bolt through something, sometimes you put like a rubber cap on the end of it to kind of protect the threads. So it's like that, but for like really big bolts. So these things are like the size of a small cup. And he sets these things down on the table, and he says, "All right. Most Curitan business discussions take place at in an environment such as what you see before you. This is a traditional Curitan, well, dinner table, I suppose is the best word for it. There are no chairs, as I'm sure you've noticed. This is intentional. You sit before the table as so, and you watch him do a rather elegant motion as he puts his hands onto his thighs just above his knees, and then slides very smoothly down onto his knees into a seated position. Like, all right, I need to know what I'm working with here, so all of you, attempt to do what you just saw."
Okay.
Is this some kind of a check?
This is going to be a check. Let's see, this will be... Let's have this be an athletic check. Actually, you know what?
Luckily, I don't have to do this.
Reflex. Do reflex. Whichever one's better
Okay.
for you.
All right.
Hey, 11.
Athlet-
I actually have some.
Okay, so athletics and reflexes, so it's a 6 for me.
Ooh,
Oh.
I got a 10.
I got a 10.
I got an 11.
I got a 9.
I look the best. Haha.
Okay,
Well, anybody can say that.
Oswald,
Is
what's
Zach-
your
is
what's
Zach
your
here?
you
Oh,
pass or fail?
I wasn't playing. Or I can. I guess I'll try it.
He's asked everybody to do the thing.
That's a fail.
Okay, so all of you guys are able to do it. He gives some pointers. Zach, you try to do it, and you get down onto your knees, and you find that because of your somewhat advanced age, the maneuver is more difficult than you thought it would be, and you are very uncomfortable on your knees.
Knees
The,
creaking.
the hard part isn't getting into that position, it's maintaining that position for hours.
So
Yeah.
Richard comes over to you, and he puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "That looked like it was very painful. However, when you do it for real, you must make an effort not to show any pain, no matter how uncomfortable it is. You're
How about I just don't?
you will not want to remain standing during this meeting. Believe me, that would be very, very rude."
Well, it's not that. I just don't think I need to go. I mean, if there's anybody here that's going to put their foot in the mouth, it's going to be me.
Oh, you're not going?
He has a point.
I'm sorry, I did not realize you weren't going. Well, in that case...
Yeah. It's going to be. I was going to be hanging out with the security element.
Oh, well then by all means, stand up and save your knees, sir.
Yeah.
Hudson's kind of watching him very carefully. He eyed how smoothly Val got on her knees, and is just sort of watching Zach, waiting for the zinger. He's like,
Gareth.
No.
Gareth says something under his breath. If you want to roll to see if you heard it, you could try, I guess.
Who? Just
Zach?
anyone?
For Zach.
What? Heard his knees pop?
If you heard what Gareth was saying under his breath.
Yeah. What do I roll for that? Intuition?
Sure,
What do you
go
think,
for
Mage?
it.
World under.
Okay, you don't
okay,
hear
so
it.
you didn't hear him.
All right. So, yes, Richard helps you to his feet, to your feet, not his feet. He helps you to your feet, and proceeds to give a lesson on the basics of accepting hospitality and polite conversation in Kiritan society. Fortunately, he assures you that the meeting will be conducted in Star League English, because even the Dracs don't expect you to be able to speak Japanese. And I need everyone to give me a learn check to see how much of this you're taking in.
I'll roll. I'll listen.
Richard is pretty good at explaining it, so I'll say it's a -1.
Okay, so it's
I retain everything.
I do
like-
too.
Oh. I got an
I got,
11.
boxcars!
Hey,
I got like 7 points of success.
11.
Alright.
We're all taking all this very serious.
You guys are all
I
getting
got
it.
boxcars. I got boxcars. Do I get anything for that?
No, it's not a skill.
Pat on the back.
I got a 6. I needed a 4.
Okay.
I needed a 3.
So yeah, you guys were all able to absorb the information that you needed. And after about, I'd say, 2.5 hours of this, you guys are all feeling it in the knees because he's made a point of keeping you sitting there for a while. And he's given you the advice that you must not show any signs of discomfort, no matter how uncomfortable you feel. And at the end of this, he says, "All right, that is most of the instruction that you will need. However, Miss Kingsley, I think that there is a little extra that you will have to learn."
Why is that?
Zach looks back and forth.
Well, to put it bluntly, Kiritans have a rather interesting attitude toward women. You will be expected to serve the tea.
Oh. Okay.
Is that a euphemism for something?
No. that there's actual tea in the teapot. He points down to the coffee pot that he's brought there. Good old-fashioned coffee percolator, because they still have those.
Yeah,
And-
don't mess with perfection.
He says, it's a more intensive process to teach that properly, and even I don't have it completely mastered because, well, that was my sister's job. However, I think that I know enough that I could help you to pass for a foreigner, at the very least.
Okay.
Everyone can stay if they want, but this will likely take me some time, and you won't find it very interesting.
Richard, one question that I'm just remembering this from my academy. You know, the whole know your enemy courses that we had to take.
Yes?
Gift giving in Korea business culture, is that a thing?
It is. The type of gift can vary drastically from place to place. It will not be expected of you, but if you bring something that you think would present some sort of honor to your host, it would definitely not go amiss.
Zach, you still got that bottle of Glengarry Reserve?
I got a few.
Okay. Can you sacrifice one for the mission?
I'll go get it.
Okay.
What sort of liquor is that?
It's whiskey.
From where?
Glengarry.
All right, you're gonna have to remind me where that is.
Lyran Commonwealth.
He kind of.
It's Glengarry Reserve is considered to be the finest whiskey in the inner sphere.
Okay.
Collectors go nuts for it.
He says, if you present that, I would present it as spoils, a way of getting something from their enemy that they wouldn't normally be privy to.
Plan.
Boom, boom, big time.
It's all in the presentation, really. The gift itself matters little. It's about how you go about showing it off.
All I can think of is the Mega Mind. What's the difference between a regular villain and a supervillain?
Presentation!
Presentation!
Yes.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Okie dokie.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna actually sit there and watch how he teaches Val to pour the tea. I mean, as far as
Okay.
Hudson's concerned, this is part of the training.
Okay. Considering how I'm playing the sexy secretary or mistress or whatever, I'll probably she'll do this while wearing high heels because that's going to be what she's going to have to do.
All right.
I'm curious, is this gonna be like what the hell is it? The ghost scene where like he's guiding her hands as she's doing this.
Depends on how badly she does it.
Something to keep in mind as well about at least real life Japanese culture is depending on where the meeting is, she may not be wearing high heels.
That is true.
If you're meeting at a corporate headquarters, she might, but if you're meeting at, say, the guy's house, you'll be expected to wear something else.
I presume it's going to be at the factory.
They
right?
will
Like
have a
boardroom or
meeting
something?
space. You will be wearing your
Yeah.
shoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then she's gonna have to learn how to do that because it's different if you're doing that barefoot versus in heels.
Okay. Give me that same reflex check from before, but this time at +2 for doing it in heels.
Oh dear, this is gonna be hard.
Oh no!
I need a 9. I got an 8. So
Okay.
Um,
So yes, you go to do the standard get on your knees maneuver, and much to Hudson's surprise, getting down on your knees in heels is not something you seem to be very good at. You, you rock
Hey!
forward
Anything.
awkwardly, and like you misplant one of the heels, and your ankle actually rolls a bit, and you kind of flop
Oof.
down onto your knees gracelessly.
and she'll just be like, "Ow."
We're going to have to work on that.
Okay.
You all right there, Val?
Yeah, it's just hard.
I take it this is
Come
not
back.
your regular choice of footwear.
Well, if I was to do something like this, I would not be wearing this type of shoe, definitely.
There is awkward silence for a moment as Richard looks like he's trying to figure out what you mean by that. And
About that time, Zach shows back up with Bonnie.
ultimately, he just kind of shrugs it off and says, "Yes, well, practice is needed."
Club the other night.
Yeah, but you're not trying to serve tea if you're going to never it be in. And then her face is gonna get hot. Okay, sorry. You're flustering, Val.
Zach's confused.
All right, so
we flustered the Canopian. Good job, guys. Good job.
That's a
What the
win.
hell did I miss?
all right, so after a few
not
more
sure either.
attempts, you rolled pretty close. After a few more attempts, you do start to get the whole maneuver down properly, and he starts to instruct you on the proper movements, the correct etiquette to avoid eye contact, look down as much as possible, just kind of look small and delicate, and stay out of everybody's way as much as possible, while also keeping an eye on who needs what. You want to refill their tea without being asked. And just kind of be attentive to everybody else. That is your primary job. This takes him... after the first hour, Hudson, you start to realize that this is going to be very, very dry and very drawn out. Because he doesn't sound like he's remotely close to done, and he hasn't even spoken to you once.
We haven't even got on napkin etiquette.
Let's see. I don't know what kind of check I'm gonna make to see if I'm bored.
You're bored. You don't need to make a check. You are bored.
See, I'm bored, but putting up with boring nonsense is also just part of being a noble too. So I'm going,
Okay, let's.
still bored?
I'll
I'm
give you a
thinking-
check here.
I'm thinking that since Gareth rolled boxcars for his retention earlier, I'm
Social
thinking...
at +3.
Well, let's see how we do. Whoops. Ignore that red die.
Yeah, we're ignoring the red one.
My social normally is an 8. I rolled a 9. I don't know if that means I missed or not, because
You needed
I get
boxcars.
lost with the... Okay. You need an 11, actually, with a +3, but...
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I can see this is going to go on for a while, and I just sort of give the best bow I can manage while seated, and get up and say, Val, you and I should talk after this, but I think things are going well.
Okay, sure.
Very well.
Then I leave.
Also, before you go, when you are seated, you should bow as such. He kind of gets down on his knees and he shows the proper way of bowing while seated. You will probably have need of that at some point.
I just tried it myself, but okay, I will work on that.
Yes, it's what you bend at the waist, not at the shoulders.
Okay.
Yes.
Much more formal. I understand.
All right. So as you retreat, Richard is now instructing Val for another. He helps you out for another couple hours. It's a very annoying process, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
You feel like you do something right, and he stops you, and he corrects something that you thought you had down before. By the time the second hour passes, your nerves are a little bit frazzled from all of this.
Okay. We'll ask if we can take a break because this is a lot to take in, and if I don't do a good job on this is gonna make us all look bad, and they're gonna get upset. Or what's the expectation that I'm allowed to screw up a little bit because I don't know what I'm doing?
You don't need to be perfect, but you need to show that at the very least you know what you should be trying to do. Making an effort. That is what they will be looking for.
Okay. She's very much going to make an effort.
Okay. So after a little bit, he kind of notices that you're getting worse at it, not better. And he kind of senses that he's pissing you off. So he kind of says, perhaps we should take a break.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna kick her shoes off and sit down normally, like legs crossed.
I apologize. I've been known to be a bit of a perfectionist.
Okay.
I get it from my father.
So you were a nobleman?
In a manner of speaking, my family descends from Rosselhog nobility, but more Curitan than native. When the Ronin War took place, my family fled to the Draconis Combine. I stayed behind.
Oh. Why did you stay behind?
Well, there were a lot of reasons. I had, at the time, friends in the local places, or I thought I did. It turns out that your family's history isn't so easily forgotten, even by those who claim that they have your back. Like I said, it's a long story. Ultimately, I found that I didn't really fit in anywhere. So, here I am.
So how'd you come to work for James as a helmsman?
Well, James I ran into a few times. His ships passed through our port a number of times. When I was younger, my father always thought I should work for what I have, so I was doing some basic work as a bartender in the town, and he was a regular. When he went solo, well, we ran into each other on outreach, actually. I was hard up looking for work. Homeless, really. He recognized me and offered me a position.
Your family kicked you out then?
No, not really. I chose to leave, and chose not to go back.
And she'll kind of nod a little bit. Yeah, I kind of know what that's like a little bit.
Well, really? What's your family like?
And she'll explain, more or less, that, yeah, she too is technically nobility, but it's her position in the line is pretty far down, and, well, she's... So long as, that... she's not going to call her that bitch Nicole. She'll say, call it a squad mate, I guess. Her grandmother would pretty much prevent me from ever inheriting, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, they're very slight nobility from a military family on Royal Fox, and I got kicked out. So, yep.
Well, at the very least, you didn't stand to inherit. I was the firstborn son in my family.
Oh.
Yes, I believe my father's final words to me when I left were something to the effect of, "I possess both the hammer and the anvil to forge a better son than you."
Oh, she's gonna look a little like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that.
He kind of shrugs. We're on better terms now, but at the time it was... Well, it wasn't the best day I ever had. But that's enough about me. There's not a whole lot interesting to talk about there, really.
Okay.
The point is, I have the knowledge that you guys need for a change, not just piloting the ship.
Okay.
It's nice to do something other than just sit at my station all day.
All right. Well, he seems at least to be kind of thoughtful, and yeah, all right. Okay, so then she's gonna ask, so how much more of this do I have to figure out? And do I have to keep drilling it until we're ready to go?
Give me 15 minutes, and I think that we'll have it down.
Okay. She will really try to get it down so she could go.
So James kind of... not James. Richard kind of takes on a new tack when you get back to it. You find that he's a bit more focused and is able to give you advice that is much more helpful.
Okay.
And he doesn't nitpick you nearly as much. And after about 20 minutes, his estimate was a little short, but after about 20 minutes, he finally steps back and says, "I think that's acceptable."
Okay.
Richard James? Rick James?
No. Richard
Rick
and
James.
James. No.
Okay.
His last name is Enerbaum.
Dick in her bum.
Yes, his name is Dick Enerbaum. He's already heard it. Yes, you're very original.
All right. So while they're doing that, I am going to go to my wardrobe and try to put together a passable FWLM uniform.
Okay, so we're gonna have to do some rolling for this, I think, because
I think that's a disguise check. I think.
It's an impersonation check, yes.
so what's social is impersonation derived
Yep.
from?
Yes.
Give me social at +2.
Well, I have impersonation.
Oh, you have impersonation. Okay, then impersonation at +2.
Impersonation and disguise are separate skills.
Ah.
It's fine.
Okay.
We can use it.
You're so
Yeah, the skills in this game are a little borked. in
7.
places.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what you have definitely wouldn't fool somebody from the Free Worlds League, but it should be okay for a Kiritan,
Okay.
especially a Kiritan civilian.
Got it.
I may actually stop by Ethan's room at some point and see, probably knock on the door and see. Okay, that's impressive.
Eh, it's a talent. I once
Alright,
I,
fair
once, I once had the security at the New Avalon Mall convinced I was Victor Steiner Davian.
Risky
Bullshit.
move there, but all right.
Excuse me.
Risky move. Are you doing all right, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why do you ask?
Yeah.
Um,
What could possibly have happened
uh,
to you recently that might have?
I don't want to step out of line here, but my great granduncle was perhaps yes, he became dispossessed during the Third Succession War, and he never quite got over it. I'm just checking to make sure you're processing things all right.
I'm pissed that
Exactly.
I was pissed that I'm still angry at myself for losing the family mech, but I only have myself to blame. So I got overconfident and got stupid. That's not gonna happen again.
For what it's worth, don't spend too long blaming yourself. The best you can do is move forward.
No.
Tell him to
I
take his own
appreciate it.
advice.
Penetrate the issue.
Yeah.
All right. In other news, I would like to discuss the possibility of I'd be interested in funding some extra training for the technicians at some point. It seems both handling experimental prototypes and apparently also now needing to secure the mech bay against outside intrusion. A little extra time might be a good idea.
All right. I'll sign off on it.
When we get back to Outreach, I'll see if I can find a good source of an instructor.
Battle magic.
What the hell is battle magic?
You're another mercenary unit.
It's a mercenary company that specializes in technicians.
Okay then. Also,
Wait,
hi
you know-
Zach.
You got-
Hello.
But Hudson, you got your game face on. You ready to pretend to be a free worlds leaguer?
Well, I must admit I'm a bit disappointed. I had been looking forward to pretending to be myself, but I suppose I can manage to be a free worlds leaguer.
Aren't we all pretending to be ourselves?
Bro, that's deep.
Yes, I suppose. Yeah, you would know as well as anyone. You are a noble as well. But yes, my family has started a preliminary process of discussing things with Korean, so I at least know the basics. And after Richard there, we should be able to handle this for a day.
All right.
The number of nobles on this ship is too damn high.
And
All
really,
right.
it's not. And classically, most mech warriors were some flavor of noble, at least for
Yeah.
during the Succession Wars.
Yeah, they were the knights errant.
All right. So, but yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay, Hudson. It's just I gotta deal with this, and I think what we need is a win today on this mission. I think a win here will get my head back on straight. All
Well,
right.
I'll do my best on that front, and I know that the rest of us will as well.
All right. And going forward on the way back from this, I want you, Val, Zach and Gareth to all put in sim time on the penetrator.
Hudson gets like a little tick under his eye at that. He goes, "If you'd like to, sir."
Well, the thing is, I want to get as much data on an evaluation of it from different mech warriors with different piloting styles and skills, so that we can present a much more comprehensive data set to Callan Industries.
Okay, that I can understand.
Okay.
I apologize.
Yeah, science.
I was a bit frustrated in the last mission, having spent days upon days training in a cavalry laser boat. I was swapped to a plotting missile boat just before engaging the enemy, and obviously had some issues. But if it's just for the purpose of gaining data to give to Kellen, I can understand that.
Yep. All right.
Alrighty then.
I will leave you to it, sir. I'll check my wardrobe and see if I have something that looks Free Worlds League-ish.
Okay.
And on that, I'm gonna go find Annette and Mora.
Okay. So Hudson,
Meanwhile, Gareth realizes he has a bit of a problem.
we'll get to him in just a second, Zero. So Hudson, you mentioned your outfit. I'm gonna say that you can't do a uniform, but you can dress in civilian business clothes, and you'll look pretty much the part.
I likely have something like that in my luggage.
Yeah, I'm sure that the Lyran noble has a suit somewhere. All right, Gareth.
Well, yes, of course.
Well, now Gareth needs to source his own suit, and
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you probably
Also-
don't have a suit.
I was about to say, not only does he not have a suit, he's also going to need the aviators, he's going to need the earpiece. And since he's probably never worn a suit, he'll need someone to teach him how to tie a tie.
You know what, as an alternative, you know what he could do? He could sell it up with going as a bondsman, a Jade Falcon bondsman with the suit uniform.
That might raise some eyebrows to have a free worlder with a clan bondsman.
Yeah, no.
That's true. Yeah, okay.
You guys
Yeah.
are presenting yourselves as a civilian interest.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have landed in a major port city, so if you want to go shopping to try and find some stuff, that's an option.
Sounds like an idea.
Yeah,
Alright.
Val will have to get an outfit too, so.
Okay, so Zach, what are you up to at the moment?
I am refamiliarizing myself with both the M12 rifle and the Manpats, the SRM launchers, because I'm going to be in with the security team.
Okay,
Skipjacks.
so are you currently have training in those weapons at all? Like,
Small arms, yes.
you got small arms? Okay. So the rifle, you're able to pick back up. The launchers take a little extra practice, but you're reasonably confident that you can use them. Probably not as well as your infantry guys, because they drill with them all the time, but you won't be a liability, most likely.
Cool.
All right. We'll move back to Val. You finished up your lesson.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna walk without, without the shoes on, but I will think
Walk without rhythm.
so I don't attract the worm.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'll thank Richard again for his advice and all this. And she'll smile and nod and wave goodbye, and then yeah, she'll stop by Hudson's quarters because he said he wanted to talk with her about something.
Okay. Hudson, you hear a knock on your door. Have you finished putting on your new outfit, or have you gone back to your fatigues?
I'm probably just gonna
that's for
come...
Hudson.
Oh, sorry.
I was kind of curious what Val was about to say there, but
Yeah,
I probably at least put it mostly on just to make sure the fit is still good and it's not creased or anything of being crammed into a space locker for a while.
Okay, so you're wearing your suit then.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, you finished putting your suit on. You've got it, looks decently presentable, and then there is a knock at your door.
Mm-hmm. All right, I say yes, and I go into the door.
And
right.
yeah, it's Val.
Door
So she'll
opens,
go
and
there.
you see a very smartly dressed Hudson standing before you.
Oh, hello. You wanted to talk with me about something?
Just checking the fit. Sorry. Yes. I understand that it might grate a bit being asked to be a servant like this, and I suppose you'll actually be like a servant of me during this operation. Are you all right with that?
And she'll kind of pause for a second and say, you know, my family didn't exactly treat me the best anyway, so I was kind of the butt monkey of my family anyway, so you know what? It's whatever. It's
We're
just
just
a
done
mission.
with
It's not
phrasing. That's
real.
not a thing.
Like
Yeah,
father,
she's-
like daughter.
Yeah, she's just gonna say that phrase.
The butt monkey.
Yep.
It's been a while since I heard that term, but all right, I get the point.
Yeah.
Been 1,000 years.
All right. To sell the bit, it is possible I will be a bit rude or standoffish. Please understand that is just part of the act.
No, I know.
Hudson standoffish? No.
I'm going to be
Where
myself.
the hell is that voice coming from?
Damn it, the demons are back in my head. Hold on.
James has given Zach access to the secret bulkhead tunnels.
Voyeurism.
James he's a voyeur now?
No, he's
You know, I wouldn't
no.
be that surprised. Train of thought.
Wait, what? No.
Yeah,
Don't you be
almost got the
dissing my
train of
man
thought back
James
on the
like
rails.
that. All right, I'm sorry. I'll shut up. Continue.
One brief point of advice as
Mhm.
someone who himself was often unwanted and sidelined, I can say that you're actually going to be in a pretty good position to watch. They will not be watching you at all. They will
Okay.
actually make an effort not to if the Cretans are anything like any nobility that I know.
Okay. And she's gonna kind of stop and think, you know, that's a good point. So, I guess, all right. You're more skilled in this probably than I am. Is there anything in particular that, apart from tactical data, that we could look out for?
That depends on what this factory is actually being used for and what we might find in there.
True.
That
For all we know,
said,
this is a
if-
secret installation or something.
I don't know if our employer was telling us what the factory is actually being used for. That said, if possible, I'll try to find some excuse to send you off on some stupid errand, like, I don't know, getting water or checking a call or some such. That may give you an opening to look around.
Okay. And, yeah, she'll kind of nod and say, I can be discreet if I have to, but yeah, I hadn't thought of that. That's actually a really smart idea.
There are advantages to being the one no one wants there.
Aw. And she'll kind of nod to that and say, yeah, okay. I'll see if I can get any more information from Ethan about the layout of this place or any more, like, maybe they have, like, an official diagram or something somewhere.
That would be a good idea. All right, I mostly just want to make sure you know in advance if I am perhaps a bit uncouth once this starts. That is just me playing the act.
She'll kind of nod and smile and say, well, I'll just remember that 100%. So you do what you got to do. We'll get the mission squared away, and yeah, don't worry, I won't hold it against you.
Good. And he kind of gets a little smirk and says, I figured out I need to watch myself around you. I heard that Ethan apparently gave you a mech. You actually shouted down Gareth in the mech bay in front of everyone. And I don't know, Zach was looking like he was scared of you for some reason. I feel it's
God.
best to just stay on good terms with you.
She is gonna feel her face get bright red. I may have overreacted a little bit. Uh, she's again a little tongue-tied at that because now
sort of
she's
just
realizing the consequences of her actions.
raising an eyebrow, like, "Oh, this is going to be good, isn't it?"
Hunker down.
Well, maybe after the mission, we can have a debrief about something else. It's probably not really relevant until after the fact, but yeah, um, we'll figure this out. We'll get it done. We'll get paid.
That is an excellent mission plan.
And she'll nod and kind of I didn't know they made suits that big for your size. 'Cause he's a pretty
Kinda-
tall dude.
Kinda looks like. Well, it was actually custom made.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely the Lyran business tycoon look.
I'll take the compliment. He sort of has his arms spread, like, of course.
Okay, and she will then politely excuse herself and yeah, see if she can go find Ethan and figure out a layout for what the see if we found any sort of schematic that might help.
All right, Ethan, you said you were going off to do something.
Yep, I'm gonna go find Annette and Mora.
Okay, you find them rather casually working away at their regular jobs in the mech bay.
Okay, excellent. How are our mechs looking?
So Annette comes up and says, well, the penetrator is still a bit of an unknown quantity at this point. I gave it a once-over like you asked. As far as I can tell, everything should work fine. It's jumbled up in there, though. This thing is thrown together with duct tape, spit, and prayer. But it should work. And I can fix it if it breaks. But it's going to be easier to break, I think, than your other mechs are. This is definitely a prototype.
All right, I will keep that in mind.
The other mechs are all set to go.
All right, excellent. I want everything ready for deployment quickly.
You got it, boss.
Is there like a threshold at some point where if things break and are fixed enough times, then it'll just you don't have to roll for things for it to be a prototype, or is it just always going to be easy to break?
It's always going to be a bit ramshackle, unless at some point, when mass production begins, Calon might send you some sort of upgrade kit to bring it up to factory spec.
Okay.
Also, I'm picturing that just the mech being as complicated as it is, the same thing doesn't break twice. There's just always something new.
Usually,
Okay,
yeah.
It's a Ford product then.
Either,
okay,
either
got
that,
it.
or it's the same thing breaking all the time, and you just can't figure out a way to keep it from breaking. Like, it's that damn
Okay.
crossed wire again.
Or that.
But that's the report from Annette. Did you want to talk to Mora about something while you were here, or?
Oh no, just
Okay. Around this time, you notice James actually heads toward the exit of the dropship and heads out the door.
where you headed, James?
Oh, I gotta go make a call.
Hey, while you're out, can you see about renting us a limo?
A limo? Yeah.
Or some sort of fancy vehicle
Yeah, when do you need it?
within the next 48 hours?
Okay. Just make sure you don't drop in on these guys unannounced, because,
Yeah.
you're investors, not surprise safety inspectors. I'll tell you what. Why don't I set them to bring it in the day after tomorrow in the afternoon?
Okay.
All right. I'll see you when I get back. So he heads out. He had a somewhat. He looked happier than he normally does as he leaves.
Somebody got laid.
No, he did not get laid.
No.
That man doesn't get laid.
Yet.
Well, then he wouldn't have a daughter, would he?
He doesn't get laid anymore.
Big difference.
Okay, so I'm gonna say at this point, Val, you rediscover the commander. Took you a little bit because he wasn't where you expected him to be, but eventually, process of elimination, you find him in the mech bay.
Okay. And yeah, Val, again, still walking around without the painful shoes on, will approach.
Hey Val, what's going on?
Hey, just out of curiosity, would you happen to know if there's any sort of like floor schematic or anything like that at this factory that we might be able to get access to?
No, that's why we're doing this recon.
Well, sure. I just thought maybe if we had a base design, it might give us a place to start. But excuse me, Hudson brought up a very good point that if the Cretans aren't exactly looking at women on as equal footing, I could use that to take a look around, or at least keep my eyes peeled. So having a place to figure out where to start and where to go might be helpful. Is my thought.
I'm hesitant because I don't want to do anything that might make them suspicious. That
Okay.
might, yeah.
Okay, that's
We're gonna play this straight. We're gonna go in, reconnaissance,
okay.
and then we go in for the hit.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, either way, I will keep my eyes peeled, but yeah, I'll be discreet.
Alrighty. And can you find Gareth for me?
Sure. And I guess yep, she'll go looking for Gareth.
All right, Gareth, where are you at?
Uh,
I want to apologize
Present-
to him.
Presently, he is talking to, I can't remember the name of the helmsman, about his translation of the Quick Draws manual.
Yes, Richard.
Richard.
Okay, so yes, you bring up your manual, and along with your
See how good of a
translation.
job he did.
Sure, we can do that. I'll do that. Probably intuition. This is a language you've never encountered before, so +3.
Yep, he's just using a Japanese to English dictionary.
Yeah. I'll say a +3 because this is a completely alien language. It's mood speak to you.
Okay, and so I know I failed. I need to know what my margin of failure was. So I failed by 4.
Okay.
Yeesh.
So you hand him your translation and the book, and he starts flipping through, comparing them, and after a moment, he starts chuckling to himself a little bit, and then he looks up. He says, "Are you certain these are from the same book? Did you hand me the right book?"
Early
Gareth-
90s video game localization English.
No,
Take off
80s,
every
no,
sig.
No, 80s video game localization level.
So
Yeesh.
yeah, he
Your base.
says, I think you may have handed me the wrong book. You're clearly translating something other than a technical manual."
Gareth hands over the pocket dictionary he was using just to say, "This is what I was using."
And he flips it. Well, this is a perfectly functional dictionary. Unfortunately for you, Japanese is not a language that you can just translate the individual words from. There's a lot of nuance to it, I'm afraid.
I have noticed.
Yes,
Syllabic. It's
he-
syllabic.
you can tell that he's trying very hard to be polite and not laugh in your face, but every time he glances down at your translation, he like snickers a little bit. And just would you would you like me to try?
I would appreciate that.
All right. Good good effort, Gareth.
Gareth just avoids eye contact and tries to think of some way as an excuse to make himself scarce.
That maybe you should go have a chat with the commander. I'm sure that you have arrangements to make.
I should.
Yes.
Like, It's not, and I should know, it is probably not very common to see Gareth get, like, visibly embarrassed with himself over something.
So just a few days ago with Val.
Mm-hmm.
I think you mean Mora, but
Angel of
yes.
Death.
Okay, so yes, you exit the bridge and head toward the mech bay, and you find Ethan there.
Perfect. My job is done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
Gareth,
finish. You no sooner finish saying, "Val, can you help? Can you go find Ethan for? Can you go find Gareth for me?" Then Gareth walks in.
Oh,
There
never
he
mind.
is.
There he
Job
is.
well
Thank
done.
you. Yes. Gareth, so are you down with the plan?
I have some concerns, sir, but I
Okay.
understand the plan.
All right. What are your concerns?
I am not presently in possession of a suit, nor am I aware of how to, what do they call them? Ties? I'm not aware of how they are supposed to be worn.
Okay, we'll figure that out. We'll locate a suit for you. I'm just gonna say one thing. I know you probably understand what I'm about to ask, but I just have to reiterate: don't fucking shoot anybody, please.
But, Dad!
As you wish, sir.
Okay, Wesley.
Smash cut to 24 hours later, he's cut someone apart with a katana. Says, I didn't shoot anyone.
Building's on fire behind him.
I would like to point out that there are Jade Falcon military uniforms that